Do you condemn the shooter shooting Donald Trump?
No. Not here, not on this program, not in front of these people. Absolutely
You do not condemn a deranged
not in front of
shooter
these people?
shooting
You are
Donald
truly
Trump.
just a child.
Destiny, let me tell you something about him. I'm gonna play this clip and then I'm gonna tell you about this guy. All right, let's just watch this.
It, the dude, the firefighter guy, Trump, the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay, just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
So sorry for the cursing, but this was Destiny talking about the guy who died at the rally, the volunteer firefighter, the volunteer fire captain or volunteer fire chief, pardon me. The guy who lost his life. Listen, I don't care what your political affiliation is. I would never just dance in your grave. The only time I would do something like that is if you are a verifiably bad person. If you got caught with 100 dead kids in the back of your van and then you got deleted, I would say, well, hey, good riddance. If you try to assassinate a president, I don't care who you are trying to assassinate. I don't care if it's Biden, Trump, Obama. I don't care who it is. If you're trying to assassinate a president and they delete you, then you earn that. You earn that. But an innocent person just in the crowd to celebrate that and dance on his grave is crazy. But this guy, Destiny, this guy has been a cancer on the internet for a long time. He is a trash person. He is a trash human. People think that he's intelligent because he's able to have debates and stuff online, but he's just a guy that has no life experience and it can only read a book and derive from it what he thinks makes sense. So to people that don't know about the subject, pardon me, he may sound like he's an intelligent person to those who are uninformed about what he's talking about. If you don't know anything about what's happening in the black community, for example, and he tells you, and he says, hey, here's my sources I read from this book, that book, that book. If you don't know anything, you might take what he says and say that it makes sense. But what he doesn't have is the actual experience. It's like trying to learn how to fly a plane from a guy who has read all the books and done all this stuff, but never actually flew a plane before. Instead of talking to the 20-year pilot that may not know all of what he knows as far as certain books that don't really matter when it comes to aviation, the guy with the experience and the actual training in that is going to know more than the guy in his basement playing video games, just talking crap. That's Destiny. That's him. Okay. A twerp, a blue-haired weirdo, LGBT, don't know if he likes men or women. I hate him. I really do. And that right there solidified it for me. People ask me, hey, man, why don't you get on Destiny's show? Why don't you do another debate? I don't want to be linked to this human at all. I don't want to be linked to that human or guys like Fresh and Fit. Look, I don't want to be linked to these people. I don't want to have my name linked to theirs. I don't want anything to do with it, period. Period. There's a lot of guys just like him. I stay away from you. But when I see that kind of ideology, male feminist, blue hair, twerpy energy, get away from me. Because you know what? Guys like that will be the ones that hurt you. Guys like that, they'll be the one to do something to you because they're cowards and they don't understand how to really behave in the world. The real street guys, I don't got to worry about. They're not going to do nothing to me. Guys like this will be the ones that will try to get you involved in some criminal allegations. A male Me Too. Anyway, I digress. That's him. So he also went on Piers Morgan, okay? I'm going to play some of this. I've not seen this, but he also went on Piers Morgan. And you know what? Shame on the mainstream media for allowing this guy to be on their networks. Shame on them. But they're chasing ratings and whatnot. I respect Piers Morgan to a certain extent. You shouldn't have on these people, though. I mean, it's your platform. Do what you want. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Sometimes the clicks and the ratings ain't even worth it. You can get a lot of money from people watching this moron. But how is that going to damage your show? And how is that going to damage your ability to get on other guests? I don't want to go in a place where they're talking to guys like this. You know what I mean? Like if you got some a male who calls himself female parading around, do I want to go there? Not really. Anyway, I'm getting triggered.
But
When you are in
Destiny,
a
let me explain to you.
where conservatives can say anything.
No, I'm not a conservative.
They can have any conspiracy theory.
I'm not a conservative.
They can have any plot. They can do anything. And then liberals are supposed to sit here and be like,
Destiny,
oh my
no.
God, it's so tragic.
No, Destiny,
Absolutely not.
Let me explain.
Absolutely.
Let me explain my position because I'm not a conservative. I'm not on either side in your race, right? Here's what I think about what you did. You'd like to fire off, as you've done so far in this debate, about your fury at how disgusting Republicans are, how inhumane they are, how they never have any empathy, blah, 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 blah. And then you yourself actually are exactly the person that you're describing. You are inhuman. You are somebody who seems almost gleeful that a young firefighter with a family, with a wife and children, who he was protecting as he was shot dead.
I mean, because really what Piers is saying is right. Regardless of what, I don't care. Like if you got an innocent person, I don't care I don't care what religion they are. I don't care about nothing, man. Innocent is innocent. A criminal engaging in criminal activity, like, okay, you're robbing the bank. You got the clerk at gunpoint. You talking about, I'm going to kill everybody and kill myself. And then the police snipe you. Good job, police, for saving lives. He had to go. But a regular person, just innocent person minding their business, that's the ultimate kind of despicable to dance on that man's grave. It's ultimately despicable. I don't care what political affiliation. It could be gay, straight, black, white. I don't care. That's crazy. That's just beyond me. You know, that is on the level of trying to, harass children, in my humble opinion.
That he deserved what was coming to him because he went to a President Trump rally, a man who was president of the United States until recently for 4 years and maybe again. You sound almost gleeful, Destin, and I'm sorry. That makes you, frankly, despicable.
I don't think I'm gleeful about anything. I don't think anybody should die. I don't think anybody deserves to die. But you want to talk about gleeful? Look at the conservative response to Pelosi's husband when they broke in.
I can answer that.
Mainstream media.
Now, I'm going to just pause right here because I've seen that comparison be made with Pelosi's husband. The thing was, the story didn't make any sense, and they were lying about it at first. They were not giving the full story. And we didn't see it happen live on TV. We're getting the story piecemeal. They said all kind of things that didn't make it. The story didn't add up. And then when he came to the door, it was weird. It was just like confusion more than dancing on. Like nobody was excited that he got beat up with the hammer. Nobody said he deserved to get beat up by the hammer. We're just like, why was the guy in the house? How did this happen? Where was the security for Nancy Pelosi? Why was his house not guarded properly? Why did the cops not know? It was a lot of questions. So this is what he'll do. He'll point at a situation like that, take it out of context, and then try to use it in an argument. And if you don't know anything about what the context was, you take his word for it. Kind of like the whole Project 2025 thing, when they say, oh, it's dangerous and they're trying to put us back in slavery, ridiculous things. But if you don't know anything about what they're talking about and you trust that person, you'll believe it.
I can answer that.
I don't care.
I can answer that.
With all due respect, I don't care what your answer is.
Let me answer that.
The reality is that conservatives have been turning the temperature up on the rhetoric. They have been making fun of these types of events for years, and now when something happens to them, now they're looking for sympathy from the liberal side. Absolutely not. It's insane. It's unhinged that you can conduct yourself in such a manner and expect people to feel sorry when things happen.
Why should anybody on the right listen to a word of your hectoring and lecturing about how they should behave? And by the way, for the record, the mockery of Nancy Pelosi's husband when he was attacked by an intruder with a hammer was also despicable, right? I can see despicable behavior.
And you know what? This is kind of like what little kids do. You know, this is like a childlike mentality. And a lot of men, a lot of adult males like Destiny are still children. You see, you're trying to go tit for tat. Well, it's like when I was a little kid and I got a little boombox from granddad, and then my cousin, shout out to you if you're watching, she wanted one too, start crying. I want one too. I want one too. Well, if he got one, why can't I have one? That's what, but we were children. That's what children do. Go tit for tat. Well, he made fun of Paul Pelosi, so I'm going to make fun of you. Dumb. listen, your standards and what you have as your values shouldn't just be changing because you feel like it's a way to get back at somebody. It's a way to attack somebody. If you think that someone who is innocent should not be harmed, you should always think that. I'm going to always think that regardless of who it is. Whoever they are, wherever they are, I'm going to always think that, period. I'm not going to change that stance because I want to get back at somebody or I want to be spiteful and hateful and childish. This dude I hate, or I hate guys like him, adult children. Once you become an adult and don't still be in the state of perpetual adolescence. And you're a bad kid on top of that. You be the type of kid that gets suspended. But now that you can be free and do it on the internet, and I bet you a lot of his fans are going to be very young people who still are children themselves mentally. This guy I hate. I don't like him at all.
On all sides, and I'm happy to call it out when I see it. You, however, want to present yourself as this great kind of standard bearer of decency who sees outrageous behavior on the right time and again and is incensed by this disgusting, inhumane behavior. And yet time and again, since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, you have displayed exactly the same kind of inhumane behavior. Him about a fireman who is killed because he attends a rally of a guy he wants to vote for.
My issue with the MAGA kids is not that they are not empathetic. My issue is that they support a president that led an insurrection against the United States. I'm not here to tone police over there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I had enough. I might cover this in a separate video, but right now I think I'm done. This dude's a nut, man. I don't want to be nowhere near around guys like that. If it's a party and it's going to be full of those kind of guys, I don't want to be around you because I feel like something bad going to happen. I don't want to be involved, man. I just, all I want to do is just, report the news and stay out the way. That's all I want to do, man. I don't want to have to, get nobody no Hollywood Hulk Hogan leg drop, man. I don't want to do that.